I'm Justin, and I'm 9 years old, and I'm in 3rd grade.
My name is Eric, and I'm in 2nd grade, and I'm 6 years old.
I'm Sarah, and I'm in 6th grade, and I'm 11 years old.
Joshua, 6.5 years old, almost 7.
My name is Rachel. I am in 3rd grade, and I am 8 years old.
My name is Kenyon. I'm 10 years old, and I'm in 4th grade.
Hey Stevie, can you tell me all the dinosaurs that you know?
Allosaurus, Baryonyx, Coelophysis, Diplodocus.
Either a computer game designer or work for the Lego company.
I could be a lot of things, like gymnast, a ballerina, a writer, of course. I want to be an engineer.
There are 2 things that I haven't decided. One may be an actress, or the other may be a veterinarian.
Quetzalcoatlus, Parasaur.
Math. I really like to learn how to do math very well.
Math and reading. I want to study Paris and Shakespeare and Asia and Africa.
Science, math, and science. Science experiments.
I like to study history. Ancient Egypt, and now Mesopotamia.
Science, 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 and science. Brachiosaurus, Genentia.
I think one of the primary pieces that is painful as an adult and as a parent is to see my children no longer loving to go to school.
My name's Doug. My wife's name is Athena. We have a daughter named Naya. I'm in the military, currently stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, undergoing training. And this summer, we're going to be moving to Colorado Springs. Because of that, obviously we've been researching the Colorado Springs area, particularly with the schools for Naya. That's what has really brought us to this program.
Sometimes there are kids in my school that aren't particularly nice to me. I wouldn't want any bullies.
Getting to know my friends really well and having respect for each other.
Being able to have peers that he can sympathize with and get along with and have things in common. Peers that can laugh at his silly jokes, that can be creative like him and do their own creative games together.
My kids have made the transition pretty well as they've moved from school to school, but even socially, they're craving companionship of other kids who want to talk about things like, Einstein's theory of relativity. What exactly is that, Mom? That's the kind of thing they like to talk about.
Also just the issues that come with it, like ultra sensitivity doesn't seem to be understood. Perfectionism, how to deal with it. Are they just being disobedient, or are they not challenged?
We're looking for a school that can see beyond just the basics and realize that she thinks outside the box and that she has different personality issues that aren't bad but are indicative of a lot of gifted children that I think are commonly misunderstood. I love the fact that there's going to be 5 teacher-parent conferences per year, because especially with a child who, when I'm describing that she thinks outside the box, it gives me the opportunity to explain to her teacher how she's thinking and what she's thinking and what her personality is like and what to do to draw out who she is, because you could have Anaya in a classroom and the teacher could ask her a question and there is a very, very high probability that she's going to refuse to answer the question because everyone is looking at her. She's probably not going to speak until she is comfortable in the situation. So it gives us the opportunity to really explain our daughter's personality and kind of how she is and what she needs, just to give the teacher a heads up, and for the teacher to care enough to have these conferences with us. That means a lot.
great for kids to have a place where they can enter in as kindergartners, build those relationships, and stay through to the 8th grade, where they are not disrupted in their learning.
You were talking about having authors come and talk about publishing.
Would you like to talk to real authors? What do you want to ask real authors?
How they got their ideas.
Sabosaurus, Hadrosaurus, Iguanodon.
More science and higher level math.
I would want them to at least teach on a specific subject, maybe for at least a month and not just for a couple of weeks, because then the kids really can understand about what the subject is.
I like it more when it's more interactive.
I can find out the information by myself, and I'm not just doing it over and over and over again.
A lot of individualized learning and hands-on science projects.
A lot of gifted kids have the thing, if I don't know it already, I'm not gonna try. It's impossible. Because things have come so easily for them, then they don't learn that work ethic. And so that's something I always worry about with my kids. I want them to learn to work hard. I want them to be challenged. I want them to be interested, but I want them to learn that sometimes you have to do things that you don't necessarily like to do, but the end result is great.
One thing about the school that would really be great for our family is that it's not solely age-based. There's multi-age classrooms where it's not just this is how old you are and so this is what you will be doing. It's based on where the child is and what they're ready to do, and so they're not being held back in any form. And I always think that a multi-age classroom is beneficial to both older and younger children. And that's one of our biggest problems, is that her age on a standard scale does not fit where she is academically or socially or emotionally. That's a hard thing for us, and that's one thing about the school that we're really excited about.
It gives them an experience of, students that are a little bit older can help be models and examples for the younger, and vice versa. The younger kids can also remind the older kids sometimes what fun you have as you're growing up.
I like having projects because you get to look at each other's what each other made, like what your friends made, what you made, and your friends get to look at what you made. And I like that because you get to see how different people think.
One of the things that we did was extracted DNA from split peas. And I'd like to do lots of hands-on science projects like that.
The cross-curricular approach is really fascinating. I know for myself, growing up in youth programs, it was really a lot of fun to find that you could apply math in a different area or writing in a different area or find history exciting, whereas before to me it had always been like, okay, history, here we go. And then I found out, oh, well, history of technology or history of mathematical applications is something that fascinates me. And with my degree in technology education, I found it really a lot of fun to take opportunities to put in history and English and math and science and art all into a lesson about parachutes or whatever it may be. And it's really fascinating. It's neat to see how the kids react to that kind of approach.
Ankylosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Sabosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, Xenotorsasaurus.
Well, every parent who realizes, usually from a very young age, that their child is not fitting within the box, the first thing they do as soon as they realize that their child doesn't fit in the box is, I have no idea what to do next. Now I need to do something, and I don't know where to start. Just having a place to go and say, this is my experience so far, what do I do next? Or, does this sound normal? having a place where somebody can say, it's okay. And what it sounds like is that you need to go at least explore this direction or this path would be of value to people that don't even know that they need that yet. When you take a child who would thrive and flourish in a particular system, and because of a number on a piece of paper, they're not allowed that opportunity, then you're doing a disservice to all of us. Yeah, most definitely to that child.
Gestonis. He's a bird, but a bird that can't fly.
It's just about kids that were born a certain way with a certain type of brain that needs a little bit more room to explore and grow. And this town is in desperate need of a school that will allow that to happen.
I mean, we really hope that they would be willing to open this school because there aren't many like this. I think there are more children that need this kind of school than most people realize. And a lot of it is because you try not to tout what your child's accomplishments are, because none of us are trying to make our child think they're better than anyone else. We just want them in an environment where it can be fostered and encouraged what they know is good. So this kind of a school, I think there would be so many parents that would be grateful for it, because for those of us that do need it, we desperately need it.